Hi guys, मैं हूं आयुषी एंड वेलकम टू लॉ डाइजेस्ट. नाउ दिस इज आवर थर्ड वीडियो इन द MIQ सीरीज जहां पर हम मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट क्वेश्चंस दैट आर आस्क्ड विद रिस्पेक्ट टू कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन इन ऑल लॉ एंट्रेंसेस वो डिस्कस करते हैं. बिफोर मूविंग ऑन, इफ यू वांट टू कीप वॉचिंग सच वीडियोज एंड यू वांट टू कंटिन्यू विद दिस सीरीज, देन व्हाट यू कैन डू इज यू कैन सब्सक्राइब टू दिस चैनल एंड प्रेस द बेल आइकॉन ताकि आगे जो भी वीडियोज आए आपको ऑटोमेटिक नोटिफिकेशंस आते रहें. चलिए स्टार्ट करते हैं विद द फर्स्ट क्वेश्चन. The first question says, what kinds of minorities are recognized by the constitution? Now we know कि एक fundamental right है minorities के पास कि वो अपनी minority को protect कर सकते हैं. They have the right to protect their minority, but on what grounds? The grounds are religious and linguistic basis. So these are the two areas in which minorities are recognized by the constitution. Moving on to the next question. Vice President of India is elected by Rajya Sabha. So now here we have four statements and we need to tell that which one applies with respect to the Vice President of India. अब ऑप्शन ए कहता है इलेक्टेड बाय राज्यसभा, बट वी नो दैट द वाइस प्रेसिडेंट इज इलेक्टेड बाय एन इलेक्टोरल रोल कंसिस्टिंग ऑफ बोथ द हाउसेस ऑफ द पार्लियामेंट, सो दिस वोंट अप्लाई. Then the next is ex officio chairman of Rajya Sabha. This we had discussed in our previous video also, that vice president is the ex officio chairman of Rajya Sabha. Ex officio means by the virtue of his office. So this is the correct answer. He is not elected for 6 years, he is elected for 5 years and he presides over joint sitting of parliament. This is also incorrect because it is the president who presides over the joint sitting of the parliament. This we had discussed in earlier videos also. Just in case you have missed out on the earlier videos, you can go to the playlist section, look for MIQ series, most important questions on constitution, and there you will find the videos to look at. Let's see the next question now. The next question is, a charge for impeachment of the president is preferred where? So we all know the president can be impeached. Now how can he be impeached? He can impeach by a motion only in Lok Sabha, only in Rajya Sabha, or in the joint session, or in either of the house. So this motion for impeachment can be moved in either of the house as per the constitution and not exclusively one of the houses. So if you will look at the impeachment procedure, there can be other questions also that can be formulated on impeachment. So you must know the process of impeachment, that there is a 14-day notice that is mandatory. It is a resolution that needs to be passed by 1/4 majority of the house that we want to impeach the president. Then when this notice for resolution is moved, the full house will give its vote. So for example, the Lok Sabha, 1/4 majority of Lok Sabha gives a 14-day notice to the president that we want to remove you. Then 2/3 majority of that house needs to approve this, and the same will be forwarded to the other house, and the other house will also approve it by 2/3 majority, and that is how the president will be impeached. अब next question देखते हैं. Next is fundamental duties जो है that are prescribed in the constitution, they are available to whom? Only citizens of India, all persons present in India including juristic persons, or citizens of India and option B, or citizens as well as non-citizens. So if you will look at the fundamental duties prescribed under Article 51A, this you should know, this article you should know by heart. There the first line itself says that it shall be the duty of all citizens of India. So the fundamental duties are available with respect to citizens of India. Next question देखते हैं. Next is, power to dissolve the Lok Sabha lies with whom? Who can dissolve the Lok Sabha? It can be dissolved by the president. Now another question here can be that who has the power to dissolve Rajya Sabha? Now this is to confuse you. The answer will be none of these. Why? Because Rajya Sabha is a permanent body. Members retire and get appointed on rotational basis. So it is a continuous body and it cannot be dissolved. Let's see the next question now. Who can take part in the proceedings of the parliament without being a member? So a person जो parliament का part नहीं है वो तब भी parliament की proceedings में बैठ सकता है. ऐसा person कौन होगा as per the constitution? Whether it will be the chief election commissioner or the PM, PM we know is a member of the parliament because he is the leader of the majority party. So this option is completely ruled out, and other options are Attorney General and CAG. So Attorney General is the right answer here. If you will check Article 76, it deals with the Attorney General, and it clearly says that Attorney General will have the right to take part in the proceedings, but he cannot vote. He can just witness the proceedings. Moving on to the next question. What is the minimum age for contesting election for Rajya Sabha? So the minimum age for Rajya Sabha is 30 years, 25 years is the age that is for Lok Sabha. So these age limits you must know. Then let's see the next question. Chief Election Commissioner can be removed by President, impeachment through Parliament, Supreme Court, or PM. So, as per the Constitution, Chief Election Commissioner is removed in the same manner as that of the Supreme Court judges. So, how are the judges removed? The judges are removed through the Parliament. There is a proper proceeding of impeachment that goes on by conducting a special majority vote in both the houses of the parliament in the same session, and the same procedure applies to the chief election commissioner as well. Now let's move on to the next question. Which of the following is a mode of acquisition of citizenship? Now you must know this acquisition of citizenship is provided under the Citizenship Act and not in the Constitution. The Constitution clearly says that Parliament can make laws for acquisition or termination of citizenship, and under that effect, the Parliament enacted the Citizenship Act 1955, wherein it has prescribed the modes of acquisition to be by birth, by descent. Nationality is not there. The other two grounds are registration and naturalization. So these are the four grounds on which citizenship can be acquired. So the answer here will be option D, that is both A and B. Now let's see the last question of this video. Which of the following is not true with respect to the governor? So remember, this is a question that says not true. So we have to keep in mind that it is not asking what is true, rather it is asking what is false. So he is appointed by the president, he administers oath to high court judges, he is the executive of the head of the state, or he may impose president rule. Now this option is correct. Then he administers oath to high court judges, we know. He's the executive head of the state. For the executive head of the union, it is the president who comes into play. He may impose president rule is the correct answer here, because it is the president who may, on the report of the governor, impose a president's rule in a state in case there is an emergency and the constitutional machinery of the state has failed. So therefore D will be the answer. With this, we come to an end of this video. In case you have any doubts or queries, like always, you can mention the same in the comment box below.